The archers in the 4 pro classes competing in the TRU Ball Black Eagle Pro-Am here in London, Kentucky have tackled the dreaded power line as best they can. Some rose to the occasion, others withered. Now it's time to head to the ball field for the pro pressure point shoot downs. Who will come out on top? Let's find out right now. Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am here in London, Kentucky. We are on the 2022 Mackenzie ASA Tour. You can see where we've been up through that TRU Ball event in London, Kentucky. We've got Metropolis next at the end of the month. We're going to finish out at the ASA Classic in Coleman. Last month, we were at Camp Minden, Louisiana for the first time ever. Let's go back and check out that event. Mother Nature's elements to contend with indoors, the finals largely followed the scripts written in qualifying.
All she's got to do is make one good shot right here.
Sharon Wallace cruised to her second win in a row.
I'm speechless. I'm just to win one against these girls is hard enough. And this weekend, a lot of people know we lost a dear friend, Connie Clifton, and we set up a bucket for her, for people to put arrows in and just say something to say goodbye. And this is the arrow that I shot all weekend, and I shot the best score of my life.
Jeff Hopkins holding on that deer. He is upper, and he did call it.
Must have called upper.
Jeff Hopkins worked the bonus ring game to near perfection and separated himself from the pack to take his first victory of 2022.
I listened to your advice and stayed out of the 8 ring a lot.
Yeah.
But actually, the conversation started where it was $100 an arrow and I was going to stop working and shoot in your yard.
That's true. That's exactly.
And you didn't take Scott and I up on that.
I balked.
Yeah.
21 12s on the weekend. That's half of the 12s. He judged correctly and shot correctly, not just judged correctly. But
Dan McCarthy started his shoot-down round with an uncharacteristic 5 on the Wolverine, but quickly found his rhythm and ultimately claimed that 8th consecutive win.
That first target, I was pretty confident. I had a pretty good number. I thought, don't do anything stupid. Don't shoot any 5s, right? 5 in it, it was just like right away. I was like, all right, we got a definite tournament on our hands again, and this game's, going to get interesting.
Can he get number 9 in London, Kentucky?
I didn't do this stuff by myself. I had Dane Johnson's dad, Butch. He helped me out more this weekend. Gave me multiple chiropractor adjustments to get me standing up straight. Wins like this or streaks or any of that stuff, it goes back to a ton of people out here in the crowd that's helped me get to where I go. And from the bottom of my heart, I'm thankful for all of them.
This is going to be a horse race. We want to get these archers out here. Let's bring them out.
The known pro shootdown had the most drama, with the 5 archers trading positions like a Vegas dealer shuffling cards. After 6 arrows, Kyle Douglas and Remington Boyer still were tied in score and number of bonus rings, which meant a sudden death 7th arrow closest to the center of the 12 ring was needed.
both of these guys are obviously fantastic dot shooters.
Yeah.
Even that shot was close, with Douglas squeaking out the win by 1/16 of an inch.
It was a little crazy way to end it, but I just stood up there and made the best shot I could, and whatever happened happened. Just rip the bow in half and get it as aggressive as I can. And I didn't shoot it as good a shot as I would have liked to on the first one, and that kind of lit a fire under me and shot a little better from then on.
Well, we want to welcome everybody to the TRU Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am here, the fourth stop on the ASA Tour for 2022. Here in the Competition Archery Media broadcast booth, I'm PJ Riley sitting alongside Darren Christianberry, Senior Pro. Darren, this weather, we don't see this in London. This is beautiful.
It doesn't get much better than this. We did have a little rain the other night, overnight, but during the competition rounds, it's typically really hot and humid here and can be rainy or the weather can be sketchy, but this is as good as I've ever seen.
And so we're going to we're coming out onto the ball field. We've been talking about the power line and how dreaded that is. We got shadows, hills. Now we're flat, no sun, or no shadows. It's just wide open.
It's literally horrible. And we talk about the power line. It's a mowed power line, and then off to each side is woods. And you literally can't see the sun coming in from behind you or the sun coming up behind the targets. judging the distance is one thing, shooting at a 12 is one thing, but shooting at something you can't see and you can't really see the target good enough to judge, it's like a lot of guesswork out there, and it's really tough. So it was a game of attrition today. You know, guys that shot well yesterday, myself included, kind of fell off today. It was just so hard to see at 7:30 this morning. It was really, really challenging, and hats off to everybody that made the final shoot down. They shot great.
Absolutely. We have some great competition we're going to see here shortly, but first off, we wanted to tell you about we're at the Laurel County Fairgrounds here in London, Kentucky, and the community here really turns out to put out a great event. Mike Tyrell, the ASA president, he's going to tell us all about it.
We're here in London, Kentucky. We've been coming here for over 10 years now. This is the True Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am. We're also hosting a World Archery 3D Championships team trials this weekend, so there's several of them running around out here doing their thing.
Good one, Dwayne.
We've been very lucky the last few years because Laurel County, their sports commission or their tourism commission, the entire community has been very supportive. Like I said, this particular facility has got some features that we wish we could duplicate across our season, but at the same time, having people here getting the work done, getting here for us.
Good 10.
And this facility itself here is great, but we have the power line, and it's called the dreaded power line. And it's just a tough place to shoot. So everybody's kind of in that kind of toned down mood of, okay, we'll take our beating one more time, and they'll come out here and shoot the power line. Then next month we'll be in, or next 3 weeks we'll be in Illinois, and it'll be nice and flat, and they'll be happy.
Camera got you. We shoot this again for the camera. Yeah, we get a mulligan.
It's the True Ball and Excel Black Eagle Pro-Am.
Well, actually the shoot down is going to be in the ball fields right behind you. We go in there, we set it up. It's a totally flat baseball field. So from a judging standpoint, these guys, it just wreaks havoc with them because there's no real reference points because we angle everything off the fence lines. So you can't sit there and count the fence posts and all that stuff. And it's a little bit into the sun, so that kind of gives them some issues. But it's right here on site. People just walk over there. I'm expecting a lot of, I think last year we had like 300 or 400 people sitting out there in the afternoon. But yeah, the shoot down should be a lot of fun. We're, you know, it's like they say, it's 5 o'clock, it's 5 alive. And so yeah, we'll be at 5 o'clock here. We're in Eastern time, so it'll be 5 o'clock for us here. And it's fun.
So Darren, ASA, Archery Shooters Association, for folks out there who are not familiar with that, tell a little bit about what we do here at the ASA.
ASA is an archery organization that has a class for literally everybody. They have the Eagles, the Junior Eagles, and the classes have changed names over the years, so I may not get them all right. But if you shoot fixed pins, just hunting setups, if you shoot bare bow, long bow, traditional type equipment, from hunting stuff all the way to all the bells and whistles for target gear, there is a class for you at the ASA. So they really cater to the hunters and the target archers. Obviously with the 12 rings and 14 rings in the shoot down, it is a target archery event, but there's a lot of people out here that are just bow hunters. They just enjoy archery, but they set up great venues, great events around the country. The ASA tour is obviously 6 events. This is the 4th, so the season's 2/3 of the way over already, which time flies. But it's just a great event, a lot of money, a lot of sponsors, a lot of good people backing this event and this organization. It's just a great place to come and enjoy archery for a weekend.
We should mention, I mean, these pro classes, these archers are shooting for tens of thousands of dollars. That open pro division, I mean, the winner of that may walk away with up to $20,000 with all the prize money, contingencies, everything.
Yeah, it's not just for fun. You know, even the kids, the women, the moms, the dads, the pros, everybody's shooting for some sort of prize out here. So they're coming here to have fun, but if they shoot well enough, they take home a little extra change in their pocket too.
You have been involved in all forms of archery. This is 3D archery. Talk a little bit about what makes that different from, you know, shooting the dots, shooting bullseyes.
Yeah, 3D archery of years ago was just judging, and that means you stand at a stake, you look at a target, they don't tell you the distance, you're not allowed to use a rangefinder, you just have to guess how far that is by target recognition, by looking at trees, rocks, whatever. You had to guess the distance. You know, target archery is, you know, shooting bullseyes or with dots or just bullseyes or field archery, but everything is a known distance. over the years, known distance has now been implemented into the ASA, so there are just as many, there are probably more known classes now because people with families, people with kids, they don't have time to learn how to judge yardage. They want to shoot their bow. So the known is really convenient for people that just want to shoot. So it's transition, but 3D archery of old is judging, which we still have, you know, our top draw and probably the biggest crowd pleaser is the Open Pro, the women, the Senior Pro. The known pros are guys that are Vegas champions, in NFA, indoor, they're great archers all around. They're just shooting at 3D targets. So it's a perfect blend of archery. It's a great big family out here. These guys are out here shooting, like you said, for thousands of dollars.
And we should also mention that on these 3D targets, especially some of the black ones, you can't see necessarily where you're aiming.
Especially on the dreaded power line. You know, like we said, it's hard enough to judge the distance, but when you put these black targets at long distance in these hills, it's a horrible place to practice, but it's a very challenging event.
Well, let's go out to the third member of our team, Nathan Brooks. He's going to tell us exactly how ASA scoring works.
So the ASA has the most fun scoring system for these targets, in my opinion, because you have ultimate risk and then ultimate reward. So this is not just about aiming at the middle of a target over and over and over again. It's strategy. And so let's look at this 14 ring. So this little ring right here is 14 points. If you shoot a little bit high, you can get a 5. If you shoot a little bit low, you're an 8. Anywhere in this ring right here is 8 points. Anywhere in this ring is 10. The archers can call for an upper 12, and they can shoot the lower 12. And so to strategize and get the most out of these shots, you have to make a decision. What can I risk? And how do I feel about this target? So when you're judging distance, if you miss this target by a yard, if you miss the distance, and you're aiming here, you'll probably hit about right here if you're a yard low. So if you're a yard hot, you'll probably hit about right here. So judging distance is super important for the guys that don't have to judge distance. Well, that makes it that much more fun because now they have the ultimate test on them. Can they make the shot at the 14 ring? Because you know the guy behind you probably can. So it's a challenge.
All right, Darren, we are going to be back shortly. We're going to get things started with our women's pro class here at the Laurel County Fairgrounds. Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
back, everyone, to the True Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am. Darren Christianberry, Women's Pro. There's our leaderboard. What are we looking at?
Cara Kelly, Sharon Wallace. Cara's leading with 402, Sharon at 398. Samantha McCann, this is her first shoot down. New face to the Ladies Pro shoot off. Kaylee Johnston, Emily McCarthy, no strangers, tied at 392s.
10-point difference there. This is going to be a good one. Let's go to Nathan Brooks to bring out our archers.
So we'll get the competition started this afternoon. We're going to start off with the women's pro class from Wazeeka, Wisconsin. Shooting for Matthews, Emily McCarthy. And in fourth place, from Dublin, Georgia, also shooting for Matthews, Kaylee Johnston. And in third place, from Tollsboro, Kentucky, shooting for Elite, Samantha McCann. And in second place, from Townville, South Carolina, shooting for PSE, Sharon Wallace. And your number one qualifier from Lapeer, Michigan, shooting for Matthews, Miss Cara Kelly.
All right, Darren, here we go. So for folks who are just tuning in, as we mentioned, we talked a little bit about it. This is a judging class. Explain what that means.
These ladies had a judging period prior to shooting right here, 10 minutes. They got to walk around and look at these targets from the shooting stake, and what they're doing is putting their best guess. They have to look just at the target, at the ground, figure out what they think the distance is for each target. They're going to get 1 minute to shoot their arrow. They're going to set their sight, aim accordingly, and try to get the most points for every shot they take.
Max distance, we know, can be no more than 50, give or take. There's a little wiggle room.
Yeah.
But they know that. That's it.
They do. So this, and like Nathan said earlier, for every yard you're off, it's just about an inch at 40 yards and past. So aiming correctly is very important here.
So folks at home are seeing the umbrellas out there. That is for shading. There's no wind here. There's no rain, obviously. They're using those umbrellas because they can get glare off their lenses.
Yeah, we've come from the deep, dark woods like we talked about, and it's just as bright and sunny out here as can be. So I would think these targets probably look big and bright. They probably look closer than what they actually are. So we may, I'm anticipating seeing maybe some low arrows.
So first up, we've got Cara Kelly with a 10 on her first shot. She is our leader.
I like these races where there's only 10 points between first and fifth, so it really can be anybody's game.
There's a good look at Sharon Wallace, one of the best in the women's division out there.
A good 10 on that new feeding dough.
Sharon's been having a great year. Samantha McCann is up next. And for folks who think, you know, some of these archers are full-time, here's Samantha McCann, full-time high school math teacher here in Kentucky.
Good for her, shaking those nerves off with a 10 off her first arrow. She shot amazing this weekend, hitting 11 12s in qualification. That's a bunch in those dark conditions out there.
Next up, Kaylee Johnston, as they walk over to the hyena. And this is the closest target. We don't know the distances, but this is the closest.
And she got it. First lady to make a move. Kaylee got a bonus ring.
Emily
McCarthy is now the Blessbuck, conversely, is the longest target. And that ring there, you can see the arrows just above a ring. That's a core line. That's not a scoring ring. That's a replaceable section of the target.
Kaylee got a bonus point there. We did, I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but when the ladies and gentlemen that want to call an upper 12, they have those orange cones. You'll see them set them out in front of their box. That means they're calling for the upper 12. So the lower 12 is no longer in play. They have to shoot the upper 12. If they do hit the lower 12 by accident, it's only a 10. So putting that orange cone out in front of their shooting box means that they're going to shoot at that upper 12.
No change in positions there, but we did have a little bit, Kaylee Johnston sneaking up on Samantha McCann there.
We shoot 5 arrows in regulation. Anybody within 10 points of the leader after those 5 arrows will get a 6th and potentially final arrow. The only way you would shoot more is if they're tied on score and bonus rings after 6. So every archer that's within 10 of the leaders after 5 will get a shoot an additional arrow to try to maneuver a higher spot on the podium or a higher finish.
You can see that glare that we're seeing on the Black Panther. It's not quite that bad for the archers, but it's not great either. I mean, that thing just looks like a blob.
There's a good look from Samantha McCann from behind right there, shooting that close hyena.
We're going to go start off with Emily on the turkey. She got that 12.
That'll help her cause.
Next up, Raising Doe.
There's Cara. I always talk about Cara in the shoot-off. She's so steady, so consistent. She's in a bunch of these, and you can see why. She aims a bow about as good as anybody.
Got that grazing doe. Oh,
Yep,
she must have called. Oh, yeah, she did. She called up her.
She kicked her cone right there. Moves her 422.
Next up, we have Sharon Wallace, who won our last event in Camp Minden.
All right. For Sharon Wallace, a 10 also. Goes her to 418.
They might be getting a little wind drift there. Her and Samantha hit almost identical arrow holes on that target.
Go to a 6th and final arrow.
There is a little breeze out here.
Be going from the shooter's right to left. It feels like it's hit me in the shoulder, so I'm assuming it's going from right to left for the archers.
All right, Samantha McCann.
Not a ton of wind. It's not a big factor today.
On the hyena.
That center bonus ring, that doesn't count. That's just 10 points. That's not that's not worth any extra points there.
Those 3 gentlemen out there are the reason this tournament's going so smoothly this weekend. Either boo or applaud, but that's Don Bailey, Scott Parrott, and Ken McElwee.
I heard Mike Tyrell give a nod to our scoring crew out there. These guys put in some work, a week's worth of work, to get this place ready for our tournament.
That Blez box fooling these ladies. Emily and Kaylee both shot high 8s on that target, so they're seeing it farther than it actually is.
All right, so we got Emily improved her cause there, tying with Kaylee Johnston, but Cara Kelly 422, Sharon Wallace 418, Samantha McCann 416, and then 412s for Kaylee and Emily.
Kaylee, let me know when you're ready, huh?
Cara's so focused.
All right, ladies.
She's got a 4-point lead over second, so she knows as long as she does her job, keeps it in the 10 ring, these girls have to hit bonus rings to catch her.
And Cara is on the second longest. She's shooting at that Panther.
She hit left as well. It's interesting to me. They're all hitting left. Something about that target.
Got to be that glare, because we should note that the sun is behind them, so the shadow is forward. What they're seeing is the shadow.
Right. So race to the target. Here comes the cameraman.
There's a good look at Sharon Wallace over her shoulder on that hyena.
Good job.
She smoked it if she called the upper.
She's been playing the upper game.
Only at 412, 10 points behind our leader.
All right, so Kaylee Johnston on the turkey.
She did call upper, so she shot just a little hot. Had a little too much yardage on that one.
8, her to 420.
There's Emily McCarthy. Got her bow all fixed and ready. It's a good shot on that deer.
Just missed it. Just to the right. 10. We're going to see Emily's husband, Dan, later in the Open Pro finals. He made it as well.
See if he can continue his streak.
Open the door slightly.
She hit high left on that target.
The field to move on. In fact, with 12 here, Sharon Wallace will move into a virtual tie.
Oh, that's right. That's a quick change, 4-point swing.
Sharon's arrow looked good on that hyena.
Is that the announcer's curse?
That could be.
Cara didn't make a mistake, and these girls hit bonus rings. Right there's a 4-point swing.
There it is.
Cara with 8, Sharon with a 12. They're currently tied now.
30.
Actually, Sharon's leading because she has the more bonus rings.
Right.
Cara Kelly's 430 and 5 bonus rings. And for Samantha McCann on the Blesbach.
Samantha shooting the longest one.
There's another high arrow on that target. They're really seeing something on that. Moves her to a 421. She'll drop down to 4th place right now.
So that just goes to show you. I mean, Emily McCarthy came in 5th and has now moved up to 3rd. Sharon Wallace, meanwhile, is now tied for 1st.
Leah. Each arrow, it's never over until it's over. Especially with 14 points possible out there.
And 11 bonus rings and Kelly Johnson at 420 and 10. Everybody's currently within 10 points of our leader. This is the 4th arrow.
4th arrow. Cara is on the shortest target now. Sharon is on the longest.
Yeah, we got 2 arrows in regulation. And then again, anyone within 10 points of the leader will get to shoot a 6th arrow. A lot can happen in 1 arrow, so really a lot can happen in 3 arrows.
Cara kind of, with this one being the shortest and the longest up next, she kind of needs this one.
You can see that stabilizer there just barely floating.
Oh, she just missed low.
Yeah, she underjudged that one. Her fire just a little low. Sharon, see if Sharon can capitalize here. Sharon got
Good
one
shot,
in the 10 ring on that. It's the first
yeah.
10 we've seen on that target. So we definitely have a, well, she had the lead, but she definitely has a lead now.
Yeah.
Okay, first up, Samantha.
All right, Samantha McCann. She's shooting the turkey.
Just low.
Samantha, moves her to 429.
She said she was so excited to be in this shoot down.
I'll
First one
bet.
she's made.
I'll bet.
Next up, Kaylee Johnston, curling at 420.
Kaylee, another person who works full time. She's a nurse.
8 for Kaylee Johnston.
These targets are looking different to these ladies. Like I said, we shot in the woods, the dark, the just horrible judging conditions, and now they're out here in this wide open field. So I'm sure these targets look really different. I can tell they do because they're missing high and low both directions. So they're not calibrated yet to what they look like.
We'll see if that holds through the next couple classes as well, if they struggle.
430 is her score. She's on the hyena.
Looking at that arrow right there, it doesn't look bad.
Looking for that low 12.
Just a yard off. Maybe.
Just a, yeah, you can see it's just a wiggle low of that line. I'm guessing that's going to be an 8.
Should say
they're going to break the light out.
Yeah, it's a foam line, so it's the outer edge of it is not necessarily perfectly clear.
That's close.
But
That's
Don Bailey is calling it an 8.
Yeah, close but just low.
And a chance for Sharon to extend her lead.
So, Sharon Wallace is going to move to a 440. Heading into the last errand, she's going to shift over to the turkey, which isn't as far as the target she just shot.
Sharon moves her to 440.
Sharon definitely took the lead there. Yeah, back to those arrow calls. I know there's a lot of chatter around about pulling a line and this and that. It did touch or didn't touch. These these targets are foam. They're pliable. When these carbon arrows hit that and they penetrate deep, they drag that foam deeper into the target, and it distorts those lines. You can't just pull the line and get the higher score. It has to touch. So pulling the line's one thing, but pulling the line and the arrow touching the actual scoring ring, that's what you have to get that higher value.
And we should say the camera angle, these guys are looking at high, low, left, right. They're looking all over, so they have a better perspective than we do. Someone wasn't ready there. Cara had to stop her draw.
I'm sorry, I can't see you, so I apologize for that. All right.
Sharon Wallace was still glassing the target. So this is a big arrow for Cara here.
We'll see her settle down here and be the first 12 on this target. Look at that stabilizer just barely moving.
Oh, just
left of the 12, I think. It's a good shot, good 10. Didn't fool her.
There's Kaylee.
Oh, she went
for
to 14. That's really close.
Man, that's hard to see.
Good for her.
There's
I love seeing that.
Emily's real
Emily's
close.
got a close arrow as well. This will be an interesting round. This is arrow number 5.
So Sharon's first up here. There's a good look at Emily McCarthy on that shortest target.
Just a fuzz right, but maybe a 12. We don't know yet.
And this is Sharon. I don't know if she moved the cone back. She did call upper. It was. There you go.
Got it. Wow.
Wow. Right when she needed it.
You got a lower 12? She called the lower 12, I'm sorry.
Oh, she did call.
Too much excitement over here.
So there you hear. So Sharon did not call upper.
She does
on
just
that.
like Jack. Jack shoots uppers on everything but the turkey for some reason. So she's learned that from him.
She should have stuck with her own plan.
Next up, Samantha McCann.
There's Samantha
There you
got her
go.
a 12.
Good for her.
441.
11 points.
Ooh, she's going to be 11 behind, so she won't make the final arrow.
Next up, Kaylee Johnston, curling at 428. She needs a 14 ring to move into the final arrow.
Just to the right. Good for Kaylee for putting it all on the line right there, though.
Good to go for it.
Puts her at 436.
Emily McCarthy.
Let's see, Emily's. Hers is so close.
Emily needs a 10 to take third place, which she's got at least a 10. So she's going to pass Samantha right here with this arrow. How close she gets to the leaders dictates this call.
So there's what I was talking about, where these targets, I mean, that is a manufacturing
There's
line.
a mold flaw. I won't say a flaw. There's a seam right there. You can see that.
And so that messes with the actual scoring ring.
I'm thinking that one's in from here.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
I don't know what to say, but it looks. I think she may have the outside.
It's
of
in.
it. Yeah, she's got it.
Got it.
There you go.
Yes.
12 for Emily. 444 by my math.
Emily at 444. 8 points behind our leader going into the 6th and final
So
arrow.
here comes Cara.
Now Cara Kelly, who's easily going to make the 6th arrow. A solid 10 for her moves her to 448.
So she's going to be 2 points.
Congratulations, ladies. Good shoot down initially. Our leader is Sharon
All right,
Wallace,
Darren.
452.
So we got Sharon Wallace at a 450. Cara Kelly, 448. Emily McCarthy, 444.
Yep.
Samantha McCann, 441. Kaylee Johnson, 436.
Yeah. Sharon actually has a 4-point lead over Cara, so the 14 ring will have to be in play if Cara wants a chance to win. She's 4 points behind. The only way to gain 4 points is to hit a 14 and hope Sharon hits a 10 or makes a mistake. So
Emily has nothing to lose here. 14.
She can't finish worse than third. If she shoots an 8, she just ties Sharon.
Congrats to her for shooting her way onto that podium.
From 5th to at least 3rd.
Did what she needed to do.
We have a saying at ASA that if you run around smiling, you have
And now
no
that
idea
will
what's
be the
going on.
order for this 5th arrow. Emily will go first. We're going to be shooting at the hyena, we're told. And Don Bailey is moving the shooting stake up. So it's going to be, oh, no, he's directing him to the coyote.
Oh, they're setting out a new target.
They are setting out the coyote. That is our special target. Don Bailey's directing him where to set it up.
And he keeps backing him up.
So they're not going to shoot from the original stake, so they can't go off of that. And it's in a spot that no other target has been. And this is the second smallest target we have out here.
Yeah.
The Wolverine, the coyote.
And you can see how small it is, so it's easy for these guys to carry. So they like to carry it a long way down those shooting lanes.
Yeah.
So we typically don't see this target very close. This one's been eating some grass, it looks like.
Any of those big targets, if they carry it out to max distance, they got to carry it back max distance.
All right, we're going to start your 1 minute judging clock now.
So as I was saying, Emily will have the first shot. Carl will be second, and then Sharon will have the last shot. So depending on what happens, she can map out her strategy from there.
You can look at Sharon's, her eyes right there looking at the ground. She's doing some, some incremental judging, looking at maybe a 5-yard marker, a 10-yard mark. She's working her way to that target where Cara's just looking at the target. Emily's just looking at the target. So that's the different ways they're judging the distance right now. They're looking, staring, seeing how much detail they can see. And you'll see them reach down and set their sight. And then they'll figure out where they aim. And the rest is on how well they make that shot.
In this division, it's that practice. Because once you shoot this thing a number of times at all distances, you kind of get a sense. Well, they do. I don't.
Yeah. They have a really good idea of how far this target is, so I don't think they'll miss these rings by very much. If I was in Emily's shoes, I would do nothing but aim hard at that 14 ring right now.
She can probably see it.
Oh, yeah, it stands out good on that target when it's out in the open like this.
I mean, she knows where it is anyway and can see the core line. It's just,
Okay, we'll start your 1 minute now.
This crowd's going to go crazy if she hits it.
My inner Emily McCarthy says that we're going to shoot at this 14 right here. I say she gets it.
Long hold.
Yeah, she's getting long in that shot. There you go. Good job.
Good.
She was definitely getting along in that shot.
Can't see the clock, but I think it's above 30 seconds. Mike Tyrell just said 30 seconds on the clock. Boy, but when you let down, now her heart's racing.
Yeah, now it's got to go. So even if there's some wiggles or some movement, she's got to keep good tension in that release hand. This shot has to fire.
Elbow shaking, just to the right.
She went after it. I believe she caught the 8 line there. Good for her. Nothing to lose there.
Nope.
Into the final top 3 for the podium without a bow initiative.
I mean, that's a
smart play.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's her only play, in my opinion. Not that matters, but I think that's the right thing to do right there.
That's a difference of several $100s from 5th place to 3rd.
So Emily will end up with a 452.
Trails by 4 points.
So now Cara.
Anything
4 points back.
Anything 5 or better, if she hits it, she can go for the 14. Because if she hits a 5, if she hits the animal, she's guaranteed second.
Right.
With a 14, all of her
But she really needs to hit a 14 to put some pressure on Sharon.
You got that, Cara?
I think if they stay tight, if she 14s it, Sharon shoots a 10, Sharon wins on bonus rings, I believe. I don't think they'll shoot off. They might.
Now.
I can never remember that rule when I have to remember that rule.
Let's hope she hits it so we make it exciting.
Oh, gosh, that's so close.
Oh, man.
That's so, she's high-fiving. She thinks she's got it. It's really close.
Wow. Don Bailey. Oh, man, I think, I don't know.
Everybody can see it on the big screen.
Oh, no, come on. That's there.
Oh, yeah.
Here comes, there it is.
There it is. Good shot for Cara.
That's the different angles that shows you that you can't tell until you see them all.
Yeah, so that's a 462. She's now got a 10-point lead over Sharon.
So Sharon needs a bonus ring.
With a 10, you win by virtue of bonus.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
go.
Okay.
With an 8, nothing.
But if you shoot a 14, this crowd is going to explode this thing.
So Mike clarified my question. If Sharon shoots a 10, they end up tied. Sharon does win by virtue of the most bonus rings. But if she shoots an 8 here, Cara will sneak away with the win. Now, if I was in Sharon's shoes, I'd put my pin as close to the middle of that 10 ring as I could and hold it there as long as I could and make the best shot that I could. 10 points for the win.
10 seconds.
She's taking a good long look there.
All right, we'll start your 1 minute now.
Congrats to Cara for giving it all she had there to get to this point. Oh, she missed. She missed.
And the crowd is dead silent.
Oh. We don't see that very often, Darren Christenberry.
We don't. We don't.
She gave it.
As sad as that is for Sharon to lose right there, I mean, Cara shot that 14 and put herself in a position to win, and my gosh.
I was not expecting that.
No,
Darren
I wasn't
Christenberry.
either. I wasn't either. I wasn't
Usually,
either.
Sharon is dead on with her numbers.
Very excited. Congratulations to all of you.
Wow.
And while we're doing, after we finish the ladies pro awards, we're doing the
Unbelievable. We're going to talk to
awards
Cara
back
here in
at
a
the
second. Get her over to the interview circle. But wow, I'm still
that's
kind of speechless.
That's hard to watch because, you know, and it's not easy. There's a lot of money on the line there. Sharon's a fantastic archer. She judges distance as good as anybody, and that's unexpected. But that's what we said earlier. It's not over till the last arrow's in the target, and you just never know.
Cara is now making her way to the headstand. She's going to put them on there. I believe there is Cara Kelly. Cara, I know you're feeling it right now, but I'll ask you to put that into words as best you can.
I don't really know if I have any words. I mean, you hate to see someone shoot an 8 on less target. It sucks, but I'm thrilled. I mean, I can't believe it happened.
I mean, you did what you had to do. The 14 on the last shot, that's no easy shot there.
I knew that I had to 14 it to even have a chance, and because we were 4 points apart, and I knew she had me on bonus rings, so it was kind of an all or nothing. So.
Cara, I say it every time on the broadcast, how steady and how stable you are out there. You're a champ out there, and we said you had to 14 it to give yourself a chance to win, which you could tell by the silence of the crowd. We weren't expecting that finish there, but you did what you had to do. Congrats on a great weekend.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Congrats, Cara.
Thanks, guys.
Wow. Thriller there, finish. That's why we do this. That's why we watch this. Darren, we are going to be back with Senior Pro after this. Folks, don't go anywhere. We'll be back at the Laurel County Fairgrounds.
back, everyone, to the True Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am here in London, Kentucky. Darren Christianberry, our next group up is Senior Pro. And tell us what we're looking at here.
Sean Greathouse is new to the Senior Pro shoot-off. He's leading with a 408. Tim Gillingham, which is no stranger to the shoot-off or winning the ASAs, is a 408. Tony Taza, he's right there in the mix constantly. Again, 408. Jeff Hopkins, which he won Minden, 406. Billy McCall, 404. There's 4 points between first and fifth. This one is literally anybody's ball game.
4 points. And in our last division, we saw Samantha McCann. This was her first ever pro shoot down. Sean Greathouse comes in, his first ever pro shoot down.
And he's leading.
He's in first place.
That's right. But with 5-6 arrows to go, it's anybody's game.
All right, well, let's get to the archers here. Nathan Brooks, bring them out for us.
All right, so our next event of the afternoon is going to be your Senior Pro Division. And in fifth place from Mill Spring, North Carolina, shooting from Martin Archery, Mr. Bill McCall. And in fourth place from Lacona, Iowa, shooting from Martin Archery, Mr. Jeff Hopkins. And in third place, from Boswell, Pennsylvania, shooting for Hoyt, Mr. Tony Taza. And in second place, from Provo, Utah, shooting for Bowtech, Tim Gillingham. And your number one qualifier from Johnstown, Colorado, shooting for Matthews, Sean Greathouse.
All right, Darren, so we have to start off where we always do, Tim's stabilizers.
Yes, yeah, he's a master tinkerer, and he thinks outside the box when it comes to archery. He's tried everything. He's an expert on arrows. He's an expert on tuning. He's always finding a way to get 1 point better, and he feels like that this stabilizer setup is a good tool for him, and he's in the shoot-off almost every single time. He wins a ton of tournaments, and whatever he does or whatever he comes up with, he always makes it work.
He's got 4 30-inch bars out.
Yeah.
We should mention that he's also in the business of selling stabilizers.
He is,
so.
And that's probably $1,200+ of stabilizers and mounts on that bow right there. So his total setup's probably pushing $3,000 right there. So if you want to own a bow and stabilizer setup just like Tim Gillingham, it just takes $3,100 bills.
He has talked about that. I've heard him explain it, that he's looking for moments of inertia.
Yeah.
When that bow sits still, because he is a puncher. He commands that release to fire.
Yeah, when his pin gets where he wants it and his eye sees the sight picture he likes, he just lets her go. There's a good look at Billy McCall. Billy's like slow and steady wins the race. He's always right there, it seems like.
And he is just the opposite of Tim in terms of punching. He just lets that go nice and easy. Same with Tony Taza here. You'll see both of them shooting 2-finger releases.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see how Sean does. First pro shoot down in the lead, and it is hard to hang on to a lead. It's hard.
He has been shooting in the semi-pro class from 2009 until this year. This is his first year in the pro class.
Good for him. And he came in leading. His first shoot down, he's come in with the lead, but he's got a lot of experience behind him.
Yes, he does.
Tim's a different kind of aggressive when he has to. Hopkins, no stranger to winning and hitting rings when he needs to. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. There's a good look at the hammer.
Oh, that's
doing what he
that
does.
Looks pretty close.
He hit just right, I believe.
Sean started with a 10 to move to 418. Tim must have, I didn't see where his arrow hit.
Just right of the 12, I believe.
He's going to shoot it as well. Tony Taza owns a bow shop in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Excuse me, Johnstown.
That was such a good camera angle we had there behind Tony a minute ago, watching that arrow track all the way to that Black Panther right there. It just shows you how much of an arc there is and how far that distance is.
And he got it.
So.
No, he called upper.
Oh, he did call upper.
I believe
Don,
he called
oh, yeah,
up.
Don's changing his cards now.
There it is.
There we go.
10 for Tony. He called upper and hit the lower. Mike was just a little bit confused there.
Just a little bit.
Don't be so happy, Don.
So
it's just a score.
Now we come to Jeff Hopkins, who has won in 3D archery at every level, every game.
Jeff's a big farmer from Iowa. He grows some little deer. He's got some big deer. I say that with lots of sarcasm. He's got an awesome place up there in Iowa.
14.
There you go.
That's what Jeff Hopkins is going to do. He doesn't come in
He just
here.
took the lead.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Sean. I said it's really hard to hang on to a lead out here. So thankfully they still have 4 or 5 arrows to go.
Here's Bill McCall.
See that?
Again.
The lady started off shooting that thing hot too. 8 for Billy. Puts him at 412.
All right, so we had a move to 1. So Jeff Hopkins was on the shortest, that hyena. Now he moves to the longest. We'll see what he can do with the blessed buck.
And do some quick math again. We talked about how important each arrow is. We talked earlier, there was 4 points between first and fifth. After 1 arrow, Billy is now 8 points behind the leader. Jeff has a 420, Billy's at a 412. So the deficit doubled for Bill right there.
We saw Jeff look at his sight tape through the reverse end of his binoculars. We should mention senior means 50 plus.
Yes, 50 plus. And if you look through your binoculars backwards, if you've never done that, it turns into a giant magnifying glass. So it blows those numbers up huge where they can see them.
Generally, we only see that in the senior class.
The struggle, I say it all the time, the struggle is real.
I do it all the time. There's a look at Sean, and Sean is one of the owners of a company called Hamsky Archery Products. And you'll see a lot of Hamsky gear on these bows.
A bunch. Good look at Tony.
Tony went for it, and he
can't tell if he called upper.
He did call upper.
That was Tim on that upper there. He did call it. Tim shot that Black Panther. There's a good look at Billy.
There's Bill.
That's a good camera angle watching those arrows fly from behind.
Just left 12.
10 for Billy. 422. This weather's perfect.
It's beautiful. Usually I'm used to sitting out here just sweating.
Yeah, this is nice. Good look at Sean there, trying to get his lead back. Just missing that low 12. Good 10 for
Taking
him,
a
though.
10. 428.
And Jeff knows no gear other than match the gas.
None.
You know, so he's going to shoot aggressive all the way through this thing. He's not here to try to cash a check or get on the podium. He's trying to win.
I've seen him miss in the shoot downs before. Oh, he got
Good
it.
shot
12
by
for
Tim.
Tim.
If I'm not mistaken, by my eyes, that's the longest target on the field.
The Panther?
That's my guess.
That could be. You could be correct. I said it was the blessed buck, but I believe you're right. I think it's the Panther.
Tony, look at there.
Oh, got it.
Tony Tazza says touche, Hopkins.
Yes.
432. So now, big arrow for Jeff here.
I did not see what he shot.
Tony,
Boy, he's close.
He's close.
I think he might be under. Yep, he is.
So an 8 for Jeff. 428 for Jeff. So Tony takes the lead.
Another lead change here. All right.
Jeff is now tied for third. He went from leading to now tied for third after 2 arrows.
He's jumping, and Tim Gillingham now is coming to the shortest target.
He's in second place with the 4th arrow. This kind of shoot down I like, where it just changes every arrow.
And if I had to guess, Tim shooting at the 14.
Yeah, since Tim 12 that long Panther, that's bonus points. If he can 14 this Hyena, he's going to be in the catbird seat.
We'll start your 1 minute.
Tony is now on the blessed buck. Here's a good look at Tim.
He holds that thing steady.
Oh, he got
Smoked it.
Got it. Tony on that long blessed buck.
So, and this is a judging class still. We talked about it earlier. These guys are guessing the distance, so they're getting it within inches.
Same thing, left. We've seen a lot of archers shoot left.
There's old Steady Bill, just patiently waiting on that release to fire, aiming as steady as he can, and continues to put tension, and that's a good 12
that's
right
a good
there.
Shot.
Good effort, gentlemen.
So we're up first.
Watch
There's
this
a look
arrow
at
track.
Sean Gracehouse shooting that Panther.
Nice shot, Sean.
All right, here comes Jeff Hopkins on the turkey.
10 points, 438. See if we have a lead change here. I believe we will.
Bill McCall on this Panther. Or, sorry, on the grazing doe. They didn't look too. Oh, yeah, got it. Good for
Smoked
you,
it.
Bill. 434.
Still a good race.
Now we come to Sean on that longest target.
Sean's got a big decision coming up here on this next target.
Sean Greathouse currently at 428.
Wide to the left.
For Sean.
Uh-oh, he does have a big decision now. 436 for Sean, and he's coming up to the target that the first three guys have shot at have all 14'd it, so he really needs
He's
to
looking.
go for it.
Something fooled him there.
Leading with bonus rings up with 11.
Now here we go. Tim Gillingham on the Hyena, shortest target.
14's on us so far in the round.
Jeff 14'd it, Tony 14'd it, and Tim.
And Tim 14'd it as well.
Yep, smoked it.
Turn that around so they can't see the rings. The ones that have been shot already, so the guys coming up don't get an unfair advantage.
Mike Tyrell having some fun with our judges here.
Upper 12 was called. He's currently our leader at 430.
He shot at the upper.
10 for Tony, 442. So he's just got, Tim takes a 2-point lead over Tony now.
Flip-flop, flip-flop.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Hopkins at 438.
Tim's going to call an upper.
And Bill will call at 434. Everyone's still within 10
That blessed buck has been fooling people.
Yeah, yeah, we've not, I don't think we've seen a bonus ring shot on it yet, and very few 10s.
Yeah.
The Panther's getting some people as well. Didn't get Tim, he 12'd it, and then 14 the Hyena, and now he's got the lead. He actually has an 8-point lead over Sean, which Sean came in tied for the lead with bonus ring. So, like we said, each arrow is very important. We're 3 arrows in, and it's still up for grabs.
There's a good look at Sean Greathouse. Again, in his first ever shoot down, his 4th ever tournament as a pro. Core line.
He's right between the 14 and the 10.
Yeah, he went
He
for
won't
it.
be happy with that one.
Here's a good look at Tim. Tim was still setting his sight when they started here, so he's a little behind, but he called upper.
He certainly did.
Boy, he's close. I just can't see
tell.
in that
Yeah,
shadow.
it's a good effort. He's right there at it. There's a good look at the big man Hopkins.
I believe he probably went for that 14 and he missed it.
He had a strange follow through on that. That's a good shot right there by Tony.
And Tony
did not call the upper, I don't believe.
10 for Tony.
Mm-hmm. Puts him at a 452.
Next up, Jeff Hopkins on the grazing doe.
You have to assume Jeff was shooting at the 14 there.
Yeah, it
so
sure looks like it where that arrow
He
hit.
hit between the 14 and the 10, so he's going to take an 8. There's a look. Watch his follow through. Just a weird.
8 for Jeff Hopkins.
No,
Oh, that was
that's his
letdown.
letdown.
Which
maybe
you don't see him let down very
maybe
often.
he got short on the clock. He definitely was shooting at the 14 then. He was trying to figure out where to aim at.
Yep, he shot an 8.
There's his shot. You can see that surprise. Yeah, he didn't like where it landed.
That's his son Scott there, incidentally, holding the umbrella.
452 for Jeff. Billy McCall shot an 8.
He shot an 8. So that moves him to 442. So here we go. Sean Greathouse. Everybody's hit it so far, 14, but he did not. Again, that's a core line. That's not a scoring ring.
8 for Sean Greathouse.
Moves him to 444, and now Tim.
Tim, we don't know yet. At least 10 points here. He goes to 54 and maintains the lead, but he
went.
He's just right of it.
Yep.
Okay, so a 10 for Tim. 454. That's a good Chevy motor.
454 for Tim Gillingham. Tony Tazza stays in second. 452. Excuse me, 454 for Tim. Come down to Jeff Hopkins, 446. Sean Greathouse, 444. Bill McCall, 442. This is arrow number 5.
Billy needs to hit this 14 here. He's 12 points behind the leader, so he currently, if he doesn't hit a bonus ring here, he won't shoot the final arrow. So he's going to need to try to 14 this to make a move.
He's on the shortest. You can see that bow Jeff Hopkins has. It says Legend. That's named for him. That's a bow he helped design.
And the 730, if I'm not mistaken, is that his ASA number?
I think it is.
I
Yes,
think it is.
you were correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Legend 730 by Martin there. He's been around for about 66 years, I think, shooting.
At least that.
And he's won about 600 tournaments. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jeff go for the 14 right here.
Probably. That's what he does.
He's not here for second.
No. Now, Tim, it looked like he shot left on that turkey, I believe. He's shaking his head. I don't think he liked that.
It's never over till it's over. We still got another arrow to go after we score this one.
For our leader, Tim Gillingham, currently at 454.
Yeah,
on the turkey.
He did. He missed left.
Yeah. He won't, gosh, he won't like that. 462 for Mr. Tim.
Not the least of which is
Tony Tazza is up next, and he called upper, so he's not going to get the 12 here.
Tony's a very solid shoot down with 3 10s and 114.
That's a 10.
Upper 12.
Yeah.
Good 10 for Tony. So him and Tony and Tim are now tied at 462s.
If anybody has a chance to go shoot that car, would you?
There's a car alarm going off that is driving Mike Tyrell crazy.
446. 8 for Jeff Hopkins, moves him to 454.
454 for Jeff. Now we're coming to Bill, and I did not pay attention to his shot at all. He's close to that 14.
I was
Hi, Mom.
I was
There he
watching
goes.
Jeff to see if he was going to try to 14 that
Jeff
Panther.
Hopkins on the big screen saying, "Hi, Mom." All right. Bill McCall.
And got
Billy
it.
did it.
Yes.
Good for him. 456. So
Needed
he's going to shoot his way into a final arrow. Good shot, Billy.
Definitely keeps him within 10 points of our leaders. And for Sean
Greathouse is at the end. This is another long one.
A 10, 454.
All right, everybody's in.
Sean, I apologize, but I told you it's really hard to hang on to that lead out there.
Yes.
For Tim and 8 for Tony.
Those are some experienced guys behind us.
Bill McCall.
Yes, yes, yes.
454 is Sean Greathouse and Jeff Hopkins. Sean with 11 bonus rings.
So
and
let's look
Jeff
at this
with
here.
9. The order shooting will be
So
Jeff
third
Hopkins,
is not out of the
Sean
question
Greathouse, Bill McCall,
for Jeff
Tony
Hopkins
Tazza,
or Sean
and
Greathouse.
final arrow goes to Tim Gillingham.
First and second are, it should be.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
they're up there. I mean,
Tony
Bill
and
McCall 6 points behind. They would have to miss in order for, miss a ring for it to come down. But
Tim's going to get the last arrow, so Tony can put the pressure on him with something, and then Tim's going to know exactly what he needs to do for the final shot.
But the first 3 shooters, they're going for that 3rd place. That's it. That's up for grabs. And Don Bailey is again going to the Coyote.
And he's not making it super easy.
He's pushing. Oh, he said keep going back.
Keep going back. He's got a number in his mind he wants that target at.
And they're going back to the vicinity of the Panther.
Oh, he's going to send them back farther. No, he said put it down right there.
So they're basically shooting from the shooting box. It's essentially, he just moved them over, so they're not shooting the same angle.
They're within a yard of box 1 and 2, shooting at a coyote that's almost a par 3. It's not horrible. We see them long all the time, but that's good. It's good that they put that out there. If they put it at 20 yards, not a lot's going to change.
Right.
But when you put it out there at a big distance, these guys have to make a decision. You know, do I go for it? You know, risk reward. Nathan talked about it earlier. You shoot at that 14, shoot an 8 or a 5. It can really change your weekend.
That'll hurt. So they get some time now to go over and to judge the distance.
So all 5 of them are in this final arrow, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All 5 are in it.
5 more shots. Billy 56. So Billy snuck in. He's sitting in 3rd right now. Yes.
He is. He was almost out of it.
Yeah, he came in 5th. He's currently sitting in 3rd. He is 6 points behind Tim and Tony, but if Bill shoots a 14 and they shoot an 8, Billy could be tied for the lead. We've seen it happen today already.
Looks like Jeff Hopkins is up first.
He may not even be up first. He might just be taking the stage. He might just say, get out of my way.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
I'm shooting. Here we go.
Yeah, because Sean's got him on bonus ring, so Jeff will shoot first, then Sean's going to shoot, then Billy, then Tony, and then Mr. Gillingham will have the final arrow.
He's got his son Scott, who shoots in the Open Pro Division, holding that umbrella. These two practice all the time together. Oh, man!
He donutted
Are
it.
you kidding me?
That's what Jeff does.
That's not 20 yards.
No, that's a bomb.
Like it was nothing.
Smoked it. 468. Wow.
And he acts like it's nothing. He just turned around. Yep.
Next up.
That's where I was aiming.
So now Sean is in a horrible spot because he has to 14
Has
it.
to.
He has to.
A 14 here would do him a lot of
I say horrible. He's in a great spot. He's out there in his first shoot down,
Yeah.
having fun. But he's going to look back and go, gosh, that went fast. What happened?
It gets away.
Where did these guys come from? And then he'll watch this broadcast back and say, Darren's right. It is hard to hold on to a lead out there.
I've heard more than one. You've been out there a bunch of times, but I've heard more than one competitor out there say that it goes by. Like it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's going a while for us. For
Yeah.
them, it's over.
It's quick. Yeah, you almost need someone behind you in the stands telling you, hey, you need a 14 here, hey, you need a 12 here, or, hey, shoot safe here, because sometimes you make a mistake and it's not needed, but sometimes you don't shoot as aggressive as you need to, and you're like, man, I wish I would have known. So it does go fast. Let's see what Sean can do here. Holding that umbrella to shade that sun out of his face. Got a little movement in that bow.
Yeah, that was a long hold. Oh, he missed.
Yeah, it went over it, didn't it?
He missed it.
Daggone it.
Hey.
Good weekend, though.
Yep.
such nice pitches.
For sure. And he was kind of at the top of the leaderboard all weekend.
Yes.
He started hot and kept it rolling.
6 points.
You shot the same course as him. I mean, that was no joke.
It was stupid tough at times, and not so much the distance. The judging was hard because you couldn't see any detail on the target.
Yeah.
But then once you set your sight and you got to full draw, it was like, oh my gosh, what am I looking at down there? I found myself letting down and having to ask for an umbrella behind me because I could just get glare on my lens. And these shooting conditions down here are tough. And, you know, whoever wins this, we may even ask them, you know, talk about the contrast from going from the power line to this wide open, bright sunshine, you know, how difficult it is to be successful in both areas. It's not easy.
Right.
He hit it about that big, about 35 yards. He has the most impressive and most embarrassing shots in ASA history in the shootout.
There you go. Jeff Hopkins. Most impressive and most embarrassing shots in an ASA shootout. As I said, I've seen him miss.
I don't know that any of them are embarrassing, you know. Sean had to shoot a 14 there to continue. I mean, what do you do, you know? He probably overjudged it by a couple yards. He shot a 0. Mark it up as experience and move on.
Here comes Bill McCall.
So Billy needs a 12 to take third.
Ah, just missed.
He shot at the 14.8, so he's at 464. So Jeff shot himself onto the podium right there.
How about that? Good save for Jeff.
So Tim and Tony have to shoot 8s to beat Jeff. That'll put them at 470s. Tony, Tony, I'm going to guess, is going to bear down hard and try to shoot a 12 here. There's really no sense in him shooting a 14. If he shoots a 5, he goes to 467, which would put him all the way down to third. So the risk reward of the 14 is kind of crazy right here.
I believe that's his cone out there. So I think he is calling upper.
I think for me, you know, sitting over here with no pressure on me, I think the play is to try to 12 this right here. If you shoot a 10, if you miss in the 10 ring, Tim has to shoot a 10 to tie you or hit a bonus ring to steal the win. I take that back. Tim will win on bonus rings if he ties Tony's score here, so Tony has to hit a ring. But I think the play is at a 12.
Yeah.
I've been wrong about 6 million times. Let's see what happens.
He's been in this situation a bunch of times.
A lot. He's stolen tournaments in this situation right here before.
Center 10.
Okay, good 10.
All right.
That made Tim's job easier.
472.
Tim gets a 10 here, he'll win with bonus rings.
Moves him to 472 and 8 bonus rings. All right, Mr. Gilliam, you need a 10 to win by virtue of bonus rings. So you're currently sitting at 462.
Now,
a 10 here.
we just saw that this is not a gimme.
I was thinking that, but I wasn't going to say anything, PJ.
I didn't mean to jinx him, but I thought last time it was done.
All right. We'll start your
I would be super shocked if Tim shoots anything but a 10 right here. He might shoot a 12, but...
Right. For him to miss out and hit an 8.
He always talks about the yardage, and it's a judging contest, but he's very good at it.
Yes. Oh, he lifted. Oh,
he got it.
There he goes.
Center 10.
He gave a little bow fling there, but
another
I think
win.
It made him nervous.
Another win for the Hammer.
Another one.
Solid 10 for Tim. Nice, Don.
Well done, Tim Gillingham. He
All right, Tim Gillingham
played that to perfection, to what he needed to do. And like you said, that stretch there where he got that longest target, got a bonus ring.
Yep, got the 12, then 14 to Hyena, and it just set him up for, I mean, he got the last shot. All he had to do was shoot a 10 to win, so he put himself in that position.
Congrats to him. How much do you want to bet he talks about it being a judging contest when we get him on the mic here?
He might bring it up. I'm going to ask him about, or you can ask him about the contrast of the, you know.
You understand it. I'll let you ask him about that as soon as he. Oh, he's got to gather his arrows. Here he goes, making his way over to the headsets.
put the headsets on him there. Tim Gillingham, tell us about that finish.
Well, that was a little bit nerve-wracking, actually. I guess the last one's supposed to be kind of known, but I don't know, it worked out. Just tried to be patient basically all weekend. Never really burned anything up, and it was just a rough range, you know, tough to score on. And, you know, and when Jeff shot that 14 and the shoot-off just right out of the gate, I was kind of planning on shooting the 14 on that hyena. And after I shot a little bit low on that deer, I knew I was a little off on my yardage on the hyena. So I added a couple. I was fortunate enough to actually hit it, and that kind of was the catalyst that kind of, you know, pushed me over the top.
Yeah, Tim, we talk about yardage judging all the time. We know your opinion on that, but man, you're good at it. And talk about the contrast. You know, the qualifying out there, shooting in those dark conditions, and then coming out here in the bright sunlight. It's not easy, and shooting a good qualifying score is tough. So talk about those conditions.
Yeah, it's always kind of scary when you come out of the woods and out in this open field, and kind of an anomaly I have with this eye surgery I had is when I look into the sun like that, I get a lot of glare, and so I have a very difficult time, you know, picking out detail on the animals. So, yeah, I'm nervous, you know, on that yardage. I mean, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't, and you try to adjust off of the, you know, the mistakes you make out there. I think I got just winded on that turkey, didn't pick up on that, so I made a great shot, I thought, but missed the yardage by a couple.
Well, regardless of your thoughts on yardage judging, you're pretty darn good at it. Congrats on another win.
All right, thank you.
Congrats, Tim. All right, another win for the Hammer there. Great ending there for Tim Gillingham. Next up, we have our Open Pro division. A lot of heavy hitters in this one, Darren Christenberry. Folks, don't go away. You're going to want to be here for this one.
really had to do on that.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the True Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am Open Pro. Darren, there's our leaderboard.
Yes, Mr. Levi Morgan, no stranger to leading one of these things. He's back on top with a 428. Chris Hacker always knocking on the door, trying to get his first win at 422. Dan McCarthy on an 8-win streak, looking for number 9 in a row. Justin Martin, 2 back-to-back shoot-offs in a row. And a newcomer, Ryan Reed, local favorite here. He's fairly new to judging distance, but showed he knows how to do it. So should be another good race.
All right, let's go to Nathan Brooks and get our archers on the field.
All right, let's get started with the Open Pro division. In 5th place from Georgetown, Kentucky, shooting for Hoyt, Mr. Ryan Reed. And in 4th place from Kilbuck, Ohio, shooting for Martin Archery, Justin Martin. And in 3rd place, from Wazeeka, Wisconsin, shooting for Matthews, Dan McCarthy. And in 2nd place, from Van Buren, Arkansas, shooting for Hoyt Archery, Chris Hacker. And your number 1 qualifier from Uniontown, Pennsylvania, shooting for Matthews, Mr. Levi Morgan.
All right, Darren. So we got our last look there at Levi Morgan. Of course, you mentioned Dan McCarthy is riding an 8-game win streak, we'll call it, coming into this. But Levi Morgan is back on top of his game.
He is. Levi, we've talked to him many times, and he hates to lose. And nothing against Dan. Dan's amazing. I mean, he's got a streak that's like unprecedented out there right now, winning 8 ASAs in a row. That's crazy. It's almost unheard of. But Levi got a taste of winning a couple weeks ago at the first leg of the Triple Crown in the IBO, and he's proved that he likes to win, so he's back on top looking for 2 in a row. So it'll be like we've seen before. There's no guarantees. The guy leading doesn't necessarily come out the winner, doesn't come out on top, and there's some hungry shooters out there.
We should note Levi had life circumstances that kept him out of the first 2 tournaments. So last tournament was his first one back. He made the shoot down.
Yep.
Now we see him here in the lead.
Yep.
Not surprising. And right off the back, Justin Martin shot at that 14. And his second ever shoot down, 2nd in a row as well.
I'd say these guys, several of these guys will probably shoot at that. Good look at Dan there. Hitting just left of the low 12, I believe. It's hard to see.
Here's Levi on that turkey, and he did call the upper.
Oh, wow. That's a good start for Levi.
Good start.
Moves him to 440 right off the bat.
Looks like he's not going to look back.
He needs to do that because it's hard to hang on to a lead if you're not hitting rings.
Yeah. Chris Hacker on the grazing dough. I think
that
he's just
on.
Is that
glimpse?
Oh, no,
yeah,
he got it.
The top of
Yeah.
it. Hacker says, "Wait for me."
Not so fast.
Yeah, exactly. So still a 6-point lead for Levi. He tried to increase his lead, but Chris said, "Nope, I'll match your 12."
Here's Dan. He starts on the longest target. Hey, 10.
That's good. 428 for Dan.
That's 8 in a row for Dan, dating back to last year's. The very first tournament was the only one he didn't win. He's won everything since.
It's crazy. That's crazy. All the different conditions, all the different places we shoot. You know, you get to Georgia, you get to Alabama, you're shooting a lot of pine trees. They look similar. But when you get to terrain like this and, you know, the open, big hardwoods of Illinois, it's amazing that he shoots that consistent. 8 points for Justin.
426.
426.
And Ryan Reed, we're coming up now. Now, he is
Did he
another
shoot
one.
at that 14 right off the bat? Look at that. First shoot
Did he
down
get
ever.
it?
First shoot
Come
down
on.
ever. Inside out.
Oh, man.
Take that, boys.
Ryan Reed. We've been seeing everybody struggle with that target. He shoots a 14.
Wow. Bravo. That's a way to announce your presence with authority.
Yes, exactly.
Good for him.
And Ryan Reed, you know, for folks out there thinking, these guys are good. Ryan Reed, when he started shooting in 2015, came in bow novice. That is the most basic class we have in ASA.
And I think he shot known distance for a couple
Did.
of years and just switched to judging a couple of years ago. So
He went up to open C, then he shot known distance for a long time, and just last year went to semi-pro. So there's a guy who worked himself up from the bottom.
yeah, and I can't imagine now if he shot the 14 on the blessed ball, he's called upper 12 on the turkey. Why would you not shoot for the turkey? It's easier to see.
Yeah,
I don't
you
know.
can see it.
Maybe he will. We'll see what happens.
Chris Hacker sent one down at the longest.
Hacker's determined. He's
Yeah,
hungry.
He is so close to his first win. So close.
Left on that turkey.
Just missed it. Look at Dan McCarthy on the shortest.
Mr. McCarthy.
I believe he's real. If he didn't get it, I'll be surprised.
He
He's
win at it.
Yeah, he's right there. But we'll go over to Ryan Reed.
Looks just wide to me.
I think it is, yes.
437. That doesn't hurt him too bad. He 14 the Blesbach. Nobody's shooting bonus rings there, so he picked up points on the field.
I was with these guys all weekend, and Ryan Reed was just always right there, hanging on, hitting some, missing some, hitting some, and in the end, he got in, did what he needed to do.
10 for Levi puts him at 450.
So we should mention Levi has an impressive streak of his own of 13 Shooter of the Year in a row.
Yeah. Which
That's
means
not current, but he did that.
he accumulated the most points throughout the whole ASA season. Whoever gets the most points in regulation is the Shooter of the Year. He did that 13 years in a row. And Dan's won, what, 3 now total? He won in 2005, and I think he's won back-to-back.
Yes, correct. Yes, 3 total. And we should mention you won the last one before Levi started his streak.
I did. I won 2006. There's not very many of those titles out there, and I'm super lucky to have one.
You are proud to have that one. We're proud to have you here telling us about it.
442 points for Mr. McCarthy with that 14.
And for Justin Martin.
10, that's good on that target.
Yeah.
Ryan showed out shooting that 14, but 10 points is good right there.
450 and 18 bonus rings. Chris Hacker at 444 and 14 bonus rings. Dan McCarthy is now 442.
All right, so we're waiting for our leaderboard update here, but what we have is 450, Levi Morgan, 444, Chris Hacker, Dan McCarthy, 442, Ryan Reed, 437, and Justin Martin, 436.
All right, let's see.
And I think with McCarthy 14 and that hyena, I think that forces these other guys to have to go for it as well. I think Chris is going to shoot it here. I don't know that Levi will. He's got a 6-point lead over Chris, but if Chris hits it, Levi might even entertain shooting at it. There's a lot.
It will have to bait him. It's so close.
It will, and this is going so fast. They have to make split-second decisions, and sometimes it's like, wow, that was awesome, and why did I do that? You know.
Got it. Hacker center punched it. Shooting the grazing doe. We can't see because of the sun.
McCarthy shot at the 14 on the Blesbach. Are you kidding me? And it looks good from here. This is awesome.
These guys are afraid of nothing.
I love it. I love it. This is awesome stuff.
10 for Justin Martin.
Okay, Justin
446.
Martin. 10 points. I like it.
Now, Ryan went for it, but with the sun, I couldn't tell where he hit on this grazing doe.
And I have a giant TV in front of me, so I can't see anything but what you guys are seeing at home.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, big sunspot
can't
there.
tell. We're going to find out right here. Got it.
Wow.
Good
for
214s
him.
in your first shoot down. In open pro.
51.
No fear.
All right, Ryan's method is 14-8. 14. Yeah, I'd say keep it above the water level this time. All right, next up, our leader, Levi Morgan, currently belongs with a 6-point lead.
He got a 10.
For Levi Morgan.
460. This next arrow is huge for Levi.
Yeah.
Chris Hacker, currently at 444.
He
Trying to
crushed
stay at
this
least
one.
within 6 points on the Hyena, which has been very generous today. This could be a big change
He smoked it.
for both Chris and then
Like
Levi.
Inside out.
An 1/8 inch left of dead center.
458.
458.
Wow.
See, that's why I say it's a big arrow for Levi. He's still got a 2-point lead. If Levi shoots a 12 and Chris shoots a 10, Levi has a 4-point lead. But if Levi shoots at the 14 and shoots an 8 or a 5, he has to
Look
really...
at this. Look at this.
Wow. McCarthy. 456.
What do you think, Emily? Nice shot, man?
Folks, it's far from over.
All right, well done. Let's look.
I'm not sure how that happens.
I've heard Levi talk so many times about how he doesn't like Dan McCarthy lurking behind it. That just puts pressure on him.
That's why I think as hard as it is, I think Levi has to try to 14 this target right here. It's a horrible spot to be in. Hey, I've got the lead. These guys have to come catch me, but everybody's hitting rings.
Chris within 2 points, and Levi staring at the Hyena. I don't think he's going to take a 10 on this one.
As dialed as he is and as good as he's judging this weekend, I'd say he probably has to go for this one.
Yeah.
Okay. See, you're such a tease. All right, are we ready? We'll start your 1 minute.
I'm nervous.
I was just going to say I'm nervous.
This is a big arrow. I mean, who you rooting for out there?
Oh, he went for the 12.
Chris shot an 8. And I'll see if Levi hit a 12 here. He's gonna benefit from it because it looks like Chris shot an 8. So that was crazy.
Levi is close to that 12. I don't know what he
Let's
got.
see what this guy did.
Yeah, how about this guy? Let's not forget about him.
Yeah. Just a 10.
Yes.
Man.
466.
And Justin Martin went for the 14 on the grazing doe.
Next up,
He
Justin
missed
Martin,
low.
446.
If McCarthy would have 14 that turkey, we'd have a show.
And for Justin.
Oh, he's going to get a 5 there. You see, it was just outside the line.
451.
451.
All right, Ryan.
All right,
Here
Ryan.
we
He's
go.
on the
14,
longest.
8, 14.
The turkey and the Black Panther are getting some left-handed arrows for some reason. I don't feel like there's enough wind to be pushing those.
Oh, he missed out.
He's all over the place.
That's a 5. 456.
Are you getting seasick yet, Brian?
Yeah.
Look at this wave over here.
Okay.
We're up to Ryan Reed.
Levi Morgan, you missed
Or
the
no, excuse me,
14
Levi.
Levi, 460. He needs a 12 here to capitalize.
It's in the
He's
right
at least a 10.
area.
Oh, yeah, he
got it.
smoked it.
Got it.
472.
472.
Kind of ironic. You take a solid 12 and you're kind of disappointed in his performance. He's not.
Chris Hacker, that arrow looks high. Yeah, he shot an 8 right there. 466.
Levi shot first, so he wasn't looking to see what Hacker did.
No,
He
Levi
was doing what he wanted to do.
Levi has a 6-point lead right now with 1 arrow to go in regulation. So even if he shoots even if his competition shoots a 14 and Levi shoots a 10, he's still going to take a 2-point lead minimum into the final arrow. So Levi's in a good spot right here, but these guys obviously are fearless. They're showing it.
So we're told Dan has the advantage on bonus rings. You see, he and Chris Hacker are tied, but Dan has the advantage on bonus rings.
Yeah, and Dan's shooting the second closest target, so guess what he's going to do?
We'll start your 1 minute now.
Levi, he has to shoot a 10 here, but he could a 12 would help him immensely because Dan's probably going to 14 this deer.
There's a nice shadow on that blessed buck now. That might have helped him a little bit.
Levi's got just a tiny bit of movement, but not much. Good 10
there. He
there.
goes. Oh.
Dan's laugh. Oh, he shot low.
Oh, no.
He did go for it, though. You could tell by his expression. Oh, I missed it.
All right.
So now we got to see what Hacker did to see how much pressure's on Levi here. There's a good look at Chris. 10 for Chris.
All right.
4, 7, 6.
Next up, Dan McCarthy, who's been coming down the road. He's had 3 14 rings in the shoot down. I'm sorry.
Dan hits him when he has to. I'm surprised. I mean, he's human, I get it, but I'm surprised he hit low on that deer, and he was too. You can watch his expression right here. Ah, I missed it.
He knew it.
That's going to put a little pressure on him going in.
An 8.
Final arrow.
474. So he will shoot first in the shoot-off between he and Hacker and Levi on this final arrow. Well, that's a close one.
That's
That
on
is
the longest panther.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a close arrow. He may have got that. 14 points.
There it goes. On the longest target.
465. So he's 11 points behind Hacker, so he will not make the final shot because we haven't even scored Levi 0 yet. I think we're going to have 3 guys on the 6th arrow now.
All right.
Here comes Ryan, and he missed the hyena.
From Georgetown, Kentucky.
It's a good shoot down, though.
Yeah.
He went for it. No fear.
5 for Ryan.
461. He's going to finish in 5th right where he started. That's nothing to hang your head about.
Good for him.
He's in some pretty stout company out there.
We've got 3 divisions, 3 of the 4 divisions with people in their first shoot downs. We also have 3 divisions with people from Kentucky. Got Ryan from Kentucky and our next one.
Levi's got a 6-point lead right here. That's a pretty good place to be with 1 arrow to go.
Yep, so Ryan Reed is going to finish in 5th place at 461. Justin Martin, 4th, 465. Great shooting by those guys. That is great for them. I know Justin Martin was looking for experience in these shoot downs.
He's getting it.
He's getting it.
If you put yourself there enough times, you will break through.
And he needed a 12 on his very last arrow for the 2nd shoot in a row just to get in, and he hit it.
Wow.
So pressure situation, he can do what he needs to do.
His day ended a little differently than mine. I needed a 12 on my last arrow to have a chance at 5th or 6th, and I shot it in the foot for a 5, so that's why I'm sitting here next to PJ.
Well, we're sorry about that, Darren, but we're glad you're here.
It happens. I'm shooting the bow good. It's just a matter of time. I'm chipping away at it.
Yeah, we should let the folks know you are switching. After a life of shooting right-handed, you're shooting lefty now.
I switched 11 months ago, and I'm starting to get the hang of it.
You're knocking on that door.
I'm practicing a lot, so if you work hard enough at it, you can figure it out, and I'm putting the time in. So.
All right, Don Bailey's walking all over the field. I have no idea where he's going to end up.
Oh, they've got a stake right here, and they've set the coyote in a totally different spot.
So they're shooting diagonally across the field, basically in front of the number 5 box, over towards the number 3 target. So nothing that they've learned is going to help him here, because it's totally different angle.
Even Tim said the final arrow's kind of known. You know, they typically just move it up a little bit, and you might even shoot a target you've already shot. But when they diagonal it like this, they definitely have to stand there and judge this, and they don't have any advantage. Unless somebody's a geometry wizard who can figure out those angles in 1 minute or less. Not me.
Samantha McCann, the math teacher.
She could have done it. Yeah, she could have done it. So no one here can finish worse than third.
Dan's going to be up first.
Dan's 8 points behind Levi and 2 points behind Chris. So he has really nothing to lose other than
14.
shoot at the
Here
14.
we come. Here it comes. I'm sure Dan's mother is out there watching. She is a big fan, watches all the broadcasts. Shout out to her. Tammy.
We'll start your 1 minute now.
I'm 100% sure he won't shoot a center 10 here on purpose.
I don't think so. He's asking for some numbers.
More times than not, this guy hits him when he has to.
He had a big 14 here a year ago to win it.
So steady.
Oh, just
he needed a half a yard right there. A half a yard would have got him that 14 ring.
Wow.
Good effort, Dan McCarthy.
Hey, third place, Open Pro.
He got an 8, so he's at 482. So Hacker, with an 8, will take second likely. With a 5, he'll end up with a 481 if he gets real aggressive at that 14 and happens to hit above it. But he's 6 points behind Levi, so he really almost has to go for it here. If you want to have a chance to win, you got to shoot this 14.
Are you ready? Start your 1 minute.
As long as his left-right is good, he's...
Hacker's a good shooter.
That number, yeah.
He judges yardage good, and he's a fantastic shot.
Oh!
He got the 8.
He got it.
So he is at 484. Levi needs
on to it.
Levi needs a 3 to win. Since that doesn't exist, he just needs to hit this target to be your champion.
484. Okay,
Levi puts the ends to Dan's streak, and Chris puts the ends to Dan's streak. They both did, but then Levi may be starting a streak of his own. We'll see.
What you want, as long as you catch foam. Yeah, shoot him in the eye. What the heck? You ready, bud? All right, we'll start your 1 minute now.
Boy, after the way his year started with what went on there, this has to feel good.
Yeah, well, it's not in the target yet, but center 10, Levi. 10 it is.
10 it is.
Center
Left
core.
10,
good shot.
whatever. Good for him.
Yeah. Levi's a good dude. He's won a lot over the years, and he's just a good human being.
Yes, he is. We ask a lot of him out on the field, and he never turns us down and always has a smile. And we're one of about 500 people asking a lot of him.
I almost hate to see Dan Streak come to him. Yeah, that's kind of impressive.
Yes, it definitely was. And that takes nothing away.
Logan, come see us after the final arrow and the known.
Oh,
the known pro class.
So Levi is back there. Can he hear? Oh, there he is.
I'm here.
Levi. Hey, welcome back to the winner's circle. How does that feel?
Pretty good, man. I was like, all I got to do is hit this coyote, right? No big deal. I pulled back and I was like, big deal. No, it settled in and fired good, and I don't know. It's been a heck of a weekend, a heck of a year.
Yes.
And a heck of a run by McCarthy. Holy cow. Dude is tough. And I knew when he hit those first two, I was like, I'm in such trouble because I'm in a terrible position right here. And I said, I'm just going to keep playing it smart, and it worked out. You know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. This game's been good to me over the years, and I've been super blessed, so I'm pumped to be back.
Levi, we talked about that hyena being a big arrow for you, you know, depending on what Hacker did and everybody else 14 in front of you. Huge arrow right there.
Yeah.
But talk about the conditions out there. We talked to Tim about it briefly, about the contrast. How tough is it out there on that power line to shoot 28 up like you did this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about here. It is tough, but something about this place I've always loved. I think it's because it reminds me of where I grew up in the mountains of western North Carolina, hills and shadows and just tough shooting, and that's what I grew up doing as a kid. So I think just feel comfortable out there more than anything. And that hyena was a huge arrow. It's easy to get caught up in all the 14s and the excitement and think you got to go for it, but I just tried to calm myself down and shoot a good shot at the 12 right there. So
you did a good job. I know you hate to lose, and maybe you're starting a big streak of your own right now. Congrats on your win.
Thank you guys.
Congrats to Levi there. All right. Great win for Levi Morgan, back in the winner's circle. Certainly not unfamiliar to him. Next up, Darren, we are going to break out the rangefinders and tell everybody exactly how far these targets are. Folks, don't go away. Known Pro is up next here from the Laurel County Fairgrounds, London, Kentucky.
But we can shoot it again because mine wasn't really centered. That felt so good.
Laurel County Fairgrounds, Darren Christianberry, known pro. There's our leaderboard.
Yeah, this is kind of crazy. We talked about the conditions and how tough that power line is and how dark it is and how hard it is to see. Looking at the math here, we shoot 40 targets on the weekend. Kyle Douglas hit 30-12. 75% of the arrows he shot this weekend landed in the 12 ring. He's your leader at 456. Chance Bobeth 450. Jace Bowles, Jeff Rainey 446. Garrett Ersman at 444. There's 12 points from first to fifth, but these guys know exactly how far these targets are. They're using a laser rangefinder. They can set their sight within a tenth of a yard. This should be a good show as well.
14s are definitely in play. We want to get this one started. Nathan Brooks, bring them out.
So our last event of the evening is ready to kick off with the known pro division. Your fifth place qualifier from Morgantown, West Virginia, shooting for Matthews, Garrett Ersman. In fourth place from Goddard, Kansas, shooting for Matthews, Jeff Rainey. And in third place, from Albany, Kentucky, shooting for Elite, Jace Boyles. And in second place, from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, also shooting for Elite, Chance Bobeth. And your number one hot dog of the night, in first place, from Liberty, Utah, shooting for PSE, Kyle Douglas.
All right, Darren, stacked field there. Kyle Douglas, Chance Bobeth, both Vegas shoot winners, one of the toughest tournaments in the world to win.
Yep.
Jace Bowles. Now, let's start there. On the screen, folks can see it's spelled Boyles, but it's pronounced
B-O-W-L-S. It's Bowles. Yeah, he's corrected me multiple times. And that might be the Kentucky accent, too. It says Boyles, but it's pronounced Bowles. So Jeff Rainey there, he's the ASA Classic champion of 2021.
Yes, sir.
So he's no stranger to this shoot-off. And this is Garrett Ersman's first shoot-off as a dad. I met his 2-month-old son a little while ago. So good for Garrett getting in there and get a chance at winning some extra dollars this weekend.
It is. It's been a while since Garrett's been back in the shoot down here. 2018, he was first at the ASA Classic.
Gotcha.
So he has won on this stage before.
Mm-hmm. He's a new dad, and he's back in the big show.
Oh, Jeff Rainey shot at the Hyena, the closest one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Darren, before we get started, we have yardages.
Oh, we do. The turkey is 44.2. Target number 2, the grazing doe, is 35.1. The Black Panther is target 3, 47.5. Hyena, 27.5. And the Blesbok is 38.9. And I just want to comment on the talent level. We watched guys out here and gals, men and women, judging these distances and pounding these rings. These guys are using laser rangefinders. They know exactly how far these are. And you're going to see here that they got close to some rings, but they missed. So the talent level and the skill set that these people have that are judging, it's nothing to sneeze at. It's real.
Nope. There's Chance just missed as well.
Yeah. So a 12 for Kyle, 4.66, 4.68, 8 for Chance, 4.58.
Yeah, Mike Tyrell is mentioning Chance Bobeth just got married on Monday.
Yep, that's
Kelsey
right.
is at home watching, I'm sure. Congrats to them.
Jace Bowles right there with a 12.
With a 12.
4.58. So he tied Chance, but they're 10 points behind Kyle already.
Now, Jace Bowles basically was raised in the ASA. He started here in 2013 shooting youth pins.
I think he said today he just turned 22 not long ago, so he's a young man.
Yes, sir.
Going for that 14.
Jeff Rainey with an 8 on that Hyena. 454 if my math is correct.
And for Garrett Erzman.
And Garrett looks to have gone a little bit tall on this Blesbach.
After that 14.
The light's changing.
Yep.
The sun's completely gone off that target now.
Is it 2 weeks old? 2 months, right?
He's got an 8. He did catch the lines. 4, 5, 2. So Kyle Douglas enjoys a 10-point lead after the first target now. He had a 6-point lead, and now he's got a 10-point lead over Chance and Jace tied for second.
Kyle Douglas was our winner in Camp Minden in the known pro division. As we saw in our opening segment there, down to a shoot-off, won by a 1/16 of an inch on a sudden death arrow.
Crazy. Kyle's won Vegas. He's won indoor nationals 3 years in a row, which is ridiculous to come out on top of that pack of talented archers each time at that event. And he's starting to get a pretty big resume of 3D wins under his belt as well. So I can't emphasize how tough it is to see in the woods we've qualified in this weekend. For him to hit 30 rings out there, now he is young, so he's got good eyes, but to hit stuff you can't see is pretty impressive, especially 75% of the time.
Jace Bowles always looks relaxed. Just has that style.
Oh, wow.
Well,
he's
there you go.
He is a good dot shooter.
That is extra middle, as
I wish
we
we
call
had
it.
him mic'd up. I'd love to hear what he's saying out there right now. How about that one, Daddy?
We might have to, might need a bleeper there.
Yeah. Good arrow track there on that turkey for Garrett. Left again. We've seen a lot of left arrows on that target today.
Moves him to 460, Garrett Erzman.
All right, Kyle Douglas, our leader, currently enjoying a 10-point.
Kyle called upper, and he got another one.
All right, Kyle. Upper 12 call.
Wow.
Upper 12 granted.
480.
Kyle is one of those what we call a puncher or command shooter. He's making that release go off when he does. And, you know, it's it's like Ford or Chevy. You know,
Yeah.
Some people hate it, some people love it. But you can't deny that when he's on, he is hard to beat.
He's almost unbeatable when he's got things clicking.
Yeah.
468 for Chance.
Coming off of 12. On that same Panther.
Jace is looking over here at me going, did you see that? Did you see that one? Yeah, we see it, buddy.
The Kentucky boy puts it in the middle of the 14. I'm expecting some cheering here.
That's a good one right there.
14.
Yes, sir.
472. So now Kyle only has an 8-point lead over Jace.
He's now within 8 points of Kyle. So it may not be a complete
Jeff
runaway after
Rainey.
all.
That's a good looking shot.
Yeah, it is. He's going to get.
I think he got it.
He's going to get 14 points
did.
out of that. 4, 6, 8. Very nice.
And that one was, what was the distance on that?
That Blesbach is
38.9.
38.9, so you might as well say 39 yards on that. A tenth of a yard won't make you miss that ring, so you could say 39 there. Jeff's going around to a 44.2-yard turkey. So now Jace, let's see what he does. He was bragging about how well he shot that 14 there. Let's see if he can match Rainey on this one.
Kyle goes to the longest target, the Panther.
We've seen a lot of left arrows on the Panther and the turkey. They're both jet black. There's some weird shiny spots on these targets. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. Weird shiny spots, which is the contour and the muscle of the targets or the feathers in the turkey. I don't know if that's playing a factor. Maybe the sunlight in their, I don't know what it is, but we've seen a lot of left-handed arrows on those two targets specifically.
There's Chance. How many times has Chance shot a 900 in Vegas?
15, I think.
15 perfect 900s, and he adds a 14 there. Kyle called the upper, and he got it.
Crazy.
Garrett. Is that Garrett on the deer? Yeah.
I believe it is Garrett.
That's right there. Does it look at Rainey? Jeff Rainey.
He shot at that 14. Oh, he went right. He hit it where the tail fin slips over the turkey. Yeah. See, they're just not picking up something on these targets. There's a 5 for Jeff, so that puts him 473. 473. There's a good look at Garrett right there. Hold nice and steady.
Yep.
460.
I think he's got it.
That's so close.
It's got to be in there.
Yeah, got it.
Yep.
Yes.
474. So he passes Rainey there by 1 point now.
For our leader, Kyle Douglas. Called the upper 12 and is still
If Kyle's hit this one as well, I don't know how you're going to stop the kid.
8-point lead.
He got it.
He got it.
Golly.
The
Kyle
longest
Douglas,
target, the toughest one to see, and he hits
492. Kyle Douglas, I'm impressed by you, young man.
But not in this game, folks.
He's got some serious game. I don't care what archery game it is. That kid, if he goes to it, he's got a chance of winning it.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
That's hard to do. It's hard to be good at all the games, and he's good at all of them. Good job, Chance. 482, so he is back within 10 now of Kyle.
And Jace is coming off a 12 and a 14 of his own.
If Kyle comes over here and 14's this hyena next, they can.
It's over.
Yeah, I hate to ever say that, but Jace gets a 10. 482. Because if Kyle keeps extending his lead, we won't even shoot a 6th arrow. It'll be over, and they'll just fall where they fall.
I can't imagine he's not shooting at it. It's the closest target. He can see it.
Yeah.
He knows the distance. He hit the 12 on the longest one out there.
And he's got a 10-point lead. I think he's going to. I think he has to
put him away. He's calling upper, but they typically do that when they're shooting at the 14.
All right.
Be interesting to see what he does here. He could almost put an exclamation point on this tournament if he 14's this target. Everybody else is trying to decide what to do. Look how steady that guy holds. Just a little bit of movement there.
Kyle did not shoot at the 14.
That's a long hold for
That
Chance.
is a long one for him. 10.
Got the 10.
All right. Kyle did not shoot at the 14. He went for the low. Well, he called upper 12.
Here's a good look at Jace.
Oh,
he 12'd it.
Look, he looked over here again, smiling.
I was giving him some static before he started shooting today. You can tell. 494. Good shot, Jace Bowles. There's Mr. Rainey, 2021 Classic champ. He knows how to hit. He knows how to hit those rings. Good shot, Jeff.
Got it.
487 by my math.
487.
Garrett Ayersman on the longest.
Just got a sterling card.
Oh, he shot at the 14 too. Come on, Garrett, get this one.
Oh,
smoked it.
There you go.
Good job.
All right, we got 14 for Garrett Ayersman.
488.
Good for him.
That's good to see. That's a tough target right there. 47 and a half yards, and he hit a 50-cent piece on that big old black blob down there.
That he couldn't even see.
Kyle,
He got the upper. I could see it.
he's 4 for 4. He's hit every ring he's shot at so far. That puts him at 504 points.
Well done, Kyle. And Chance Bobek, currently at 42.
Jace is within 10. We'll go to a 6th arrow.
Chance.
492 for Chance.
It's going to be a two-person 6th arrow.
So Jace is going to.
Oh, we got one more, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm jumping the gun.
No, well, Jace, what I was getting ready to say, Jace is going to the second closest target. He's shooting a 35-yard grazing doe. And he might just try to 14 this.
492. Garrett's a 488, and Jeff is a 487.
His dad's telling him, hey, here's what you need to do here. If you want to have a chance to win, you better 14 this one, son.
Is he ready? Is Chance ready?
I get the impression Jace listens to what Dad says.
Fifth arrow away. Start your 1 minute now.
Let's see if Kyle can go 5 for 5. Let's see if Garrett can get another 14 here. Rainey's shooting that long black cat that Garrett just 14'd. Chance is already at full draw and ready on that turkey. There's Kyle. Let's go 5 for 5 here, Kyle. Nope, just a 10.
Just a 10.
Jace is still at full draw on that doe.
Garrett's is, just wide.
Rainey's just left.
That's
Garrett right there. Yeah, sorry.
There's
Chance on that turkey.
First up, Chance Bobeth, 492. Needs at least a 12 to stay in a hunt for the 6th and final arrow.
And a 10.
Center 10.
For Chance, moves him to 502.
502 for
502.
Chance.
Getting into some tricky math now. They're breaking that 500-point mark. Good look at Jace.
Look at that lean.
Wow.
He went for the 12.
Yep.
Interesting.
502 is good enough for
10,
third place.
504.
Jace Boyles, 10 for Jace, moves him to 504.
So Jace, with Kyle shooting a 10, is going to get a shoot a final
will.
arrow and lock up second place.
Yes, he will.
Chance might have sealed third place with that 10 there. That might be why he didn't get too crazy on that target.
Yeah. Jeff Rainey got the 14 on the longest target.
501.
Wow. Garrett Earsman, ironically enough, if he takes a 14 here, he comes in tied for third with Chance Bobeth.
He just missed left.
Got an 8. So close.
8 for Garrett.
496.
Nice shooting, Papa.
Yep. So he's going to be your 5th place finisher.
Upper 12 was called. And if he hits it,
Yeah, he could have sealed it right there.
10 for Kyle Douglas, moves him to 514. All right, after that round.
So Chance
Kyle
takes
Douglas
third.
514.
Jace and Kyle will be shooting off for just a novelty arrow because we have to.
Yep.
Garrett's in 5th, Rainey's in 4th, Chance is in 3rd. We still have 1 arrow to go for Kyle and
Let's give you
Jace.
guys a round of applause for a nice shooting.
Good shooting,
That's
gentlemen.
impressive.
They had a lot of rings.
Hey, Don.
All right.
You can't hide the distance on these guys.
What is Don going to do now?
Give them a 3-yarder. See if they know how to set their sight. I know Kyle does. I don't know if Jace has shot many 3-yarders, but
We're almost out of time. Just hold it right there while they shoot it.
Kyle does a ton of target stuff with Redding and shoots the short yardage conversion stuff.
Yeah.
Jace is an indoor shooter and a 3D shooter. No doubt he could hit. My gosh.
Don keeps saying back up. This has to be max distance. Right there.
It's so far I can't see it. It's behind a true ball sign out there.
We'll see if we can get the distance from Don out there. I don't know if we can signal him or not.
We were trying to confirm it, but I think P.J. Riley will be available for autographs immediately after the shootout.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, P.J. You're looking great, buddy.
Mike says that PJ will be available for autographs after the broadcast. So
All right.
it's good to be sitting next to a celebrity.
Yeah.
All right, Jace, you ready? You got a number yet?
I don't think anything's going to change in our placing here.
No.
I think Jace is going to take home second. Kyle's going to take home first.
It's got to be in the 50-yard range. I mean, it's beyond the Panther. He's basically at the line.
No, he did move.
He better shoot it. He better shoot it to 14 here, or his job's in jeopardy.
There you go. The ball says. The ball says, let's give a show. If the Kentucky boy hits the 14 at this distance,
I'll get him
Watch out.
a blizzard of his choice tonight.
That's the way to bribe a 22-year-old.
That's right. Hit it, Jace. Good kid right there.
Yeah. Oh, he went at it. That's in the ring.
I think it's in the 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's straight left of it.
Good try.
He's going for something good.
He's going to take home some extra cash this weekend for that second place finish.
Congrats to Jace. Good shooting. Now, Tim Gillingham is. Let's get the official
Kyle
here.
doesn't even have to shoot. He's got the win on bonus rings.
So, is Tim talking him into a 14? We want a show.
Well, he'd still win. Kyle, they're tied.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's just do this for the crowd. Come on.
Yeah, he's already won. 14.
I don't know if Kyle can hear me, but.
You want to shoot it or not?
Yeah, why not? Go for that 14.
This is
Mike told him.
This is the least amount of pressure he's ever had to win a tournament right here.
We're hearing 14s being yelled out.
One of the best there is at shooting a bow in the world right there right now.
If anybody's going to hit it, it's him. Oh, he got it.
That's crazy.
That's the way to do it.
He got it. 14 points.
There it is.
Wow.
Kyle Douglas.
With the exclamation point.
And he's from out west where they don't play this game.
Yeah, he wears cowboy boots and shoots a bow. Who does that?
He had to come east to learn this game, and he's figuring it out. Kyle is making his way over to the headset here. We're going to get a word from him. Is he on the mic there? There he is, Kyle Douglas. That's the way to finish it, right?
Yeah, I'll take that every time I can.
Bonus rings. I mean, you had to hit him. You didn't have to hit him. You did hit him in the finals there. You were just going to go for him no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, you can't let up with these guys, even with a little bit of a lead going. I was going to have a gun for him, maybe shoot some 14s, but I ended up hitting enough 12s. I didn't need a gun for any 14s, so I'll take that.
Kyle, I said a minute ago how impressed I was with your shooting to hit 75% on that power line. And, I mean, it's super dark. I don't know how you did that, but I'm super impressed with your qualification round. But just you as an archer, every tournament you go to, you have a legitimate chance of winning. Hats off to you, buddy. Congrats on another big win.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Great win there, Kyle. We appreciate your time. Folks, that is going to wrap it up for us here from the Laurel County Fairgrounds, the True Ball and Black Eagle Pro-Am. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. For Nathan Brooks and Darren Christianberry, I'm PJ Riley. We will see you in 3 weeks in Metropolis, Illinois. Thanks for joining us.